Hey everyone, welcome to the Bold and the Beautiful. I'm Oma, and I'm so excited to have you here. If you love Bold and Beautiful update, then you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Alright, let's dive right in. I never thought I'd be standing here, fighting to protect my own daughter and my unborn grandchild, from a man as powerful and dangerous as Bill Spencer. When I found out Luna was alive, I should have felt relief. But the moment I heard Bill threaten her life, and even talk about ending the pregnancy, I knew this wasn't over. That was the second my role as a doctor ended, and my role as a father began. You don't mess with my family. And if Bill thinks I'm going to let him hurt Luna or that baby, he's about to learn just how far I'll go to protect them. Finn saves Luna and baby from Bill. Won't let daughter and grandchild be harmed. I never thought I'd be standing in this kind of storm, torn between loyalty, morality, and blood. My name's John Finnegan, but everyone calls me Finn. I've spent my life trying to be the man who heals, the one who holds others together when everything around them is falling apart. That's what being a doctor teaches you. You keep your hands steady even when the world feels like it's crumbling. But nothing I learned in medical school could prepare me for what I'm living through now. When I first heard Luna was alive, it felt like someone had punched the air out of my lungs. For weeks, I believed she was gone. I thought my daughter, my flesh and blood, had been taken from me before I even had the chance to be a real father to her. I had grieved her, silently and privately, because the pain of losing a child is something words can't wrap around. Then suddenly, the truth slipped through. Luna was alive, and not only that, she was carrying my grandchild. The moment I heard those words, my heart split in two. Relief, because she wasn't gone. Fear, because I knew the kind of man who had found out before me. Bill Spencer. Now, I've known Bill for years. He's a powerful man, larger than life, the kind of guy who commands a room with nothing more than his presence. But power like that is dangerous in the wrong hands. And Bill's hands, they're not always clean. He's ruthless when it comes to getting what he wants, and lately, he's been making it clear that what he wants is a world without Luna in it. I'd heard him mutter things that chilled me to the bone. Threats about ending the pregnancy. Words sharp enough to slice through my resolve, because they weren't empty. Bill has the resources, the influence, and the cold determination to make good on those threats if he wanted to. At first, I tried to tell myself it was all talk. Just Bill being Bill. Dramatic, overblown, angry. But then I started piecing things together. The way he spoke about Luna, like she wasn't even human, just an obstacle in his path. The way he sneered at the idea of her bringing a child into this world, as if the baby was nothing more than a burden he wanted erased. And the worst part? He said Lee, my adoptive mother, should have let Luna die. Those words cut deep, not just because of the cruelty, but because of what they revealed. Bill saw Luna as disposable. And if he saw her that way, I couldn't sit back another second. When Sheila, yes, even Sheila, hinted to me that Luna might not be safe, I knew my worst fears were being confirmed. Now, Sheila and I have a complicated history. She's made mistakes. More than mistakes, really. She's committed sins I may never fully forgive. But when she looked at me with real fear in her eyes and whispered that Bill was capable of going too far, I had to listen. She wasn't trying to manipulate me this time. She was trying to protect her granddaughter. My granddaughter. I didn't sleep that night. I sat on the edge of my bed, staring at the wall, imagining Luna's face. The daughter I barely knew, the baby I hadn't even met yet. And I promised myself something. I would not let them be harmed. I didn't care if I had to stand toe-to-toe with Bill Spencer himself. I didn't care if it cost me my career, my peace, or my safety. That was my family, and I wasn't going to let history repeat itself. Too many lives have been lost because people stood back and let the powerful destroy the vulnerable. Not this time. Not on my watch. The next morning, I went straight to Bill's office. His secretary looked at me like I was crazy for barging in without an appointment, but I didn't stop. My blood was pounding in my ears, my hands shaking even though I tried to keep them still. Bill was behind his desk, leaning back in his chair with that smug grin he wears like armor. "Well, well," he said. "If it isn't Dr. Do-Gooder himself. Come to lecture me." I didn't smile. I didn't even sit down. I just stood there, locking eyes with him, feeling the anger burning in my chest. "I know about Luna," I said. "I know she's alive. And I know she's carrying my grandchild." For a moment, he didn't react. He just stared at me, sizing me up like a predator deciding whether or not to pounce. Then he leaned forward, resting his elbows on the desk. "Then you know she's a problem," he said flatly. "And problems need to be dealt with." My throat tightened. "She's not a problem, Bill. She's my daughter. That's my grandchild. And if you think I'm going to let you touch either of them, you're out of your mind." He chuckled, but it wasn't the kind of laugh that came from humor. It was cold, dismissive. "You think you can stop me? You think your medical oath or your bleeding heart makes a damn bit of difference in this world? Wake up, Finn. Luna is a threat. To me, to my family, to everything I've built. That baby is nothing but a ticking time bomb." I clenched my fists so tight my knuckles turned white. "That baby is innocent. That baby is life. And I swear to you, if you lay one finger on Luna or that child, you'll have to go through me first." For the first time, I saw a flicker in his eyes. Not fear. Bill doesn't scare easy, but recognition. He realized I wasn't bluffing. Bill didn't say anything for a long moment. He just leaned back again, steepling his fingers, his eyes boring into me like he was trying to peel away my resolve layer by layer. That silence was louder than any words he could have thrown at me. My heart was pounding, but I didn't move. I wasn't going to blink first. Finally, he smirked. "You've got guts, I'll give you that. But guts don't win wars, Finn. Power does. And you're in my world now." I swallowed hard, because he wasn't wrong. Bill had power. More than I could ever hope to have. He had influence, money, people who'd do his bidding without hesitation. I had none of that. All I had was my conviction. But sometimes conviction is all a man needs to stand his ground. "I don't care how much power you have," I told him, my voice steady even though my chest felt like it was collapsing. "I won't let you hurt her. Not Luna, not the baby. If you want to go after someone, come after me." His eyes narrowed, and for a split second, I thought he might actually lunge across the desk. But instead, he leaned back again, chuckling that cold laugh of his. "You think you're a hero, don't you? You think you're going to swoop in and save the day." He shook his head. "Life doesn't work that way. Sometimes people have to be eliminated. Collateral damage. That's all Luna is." I felt my jaw tighten so hard it hurt. "She's not collateral damage. She's my daughter. And that child she's carrying, that's a life you can't put a price on. You don't get to decide who lives and who dies, Bill. Not this time." The truth is, standing there in front of him, I wasn't sure if my words would make any difference. I wasn't sure if I was changing anything at all. But I knew I had to say them, because silence would have been the same as surrender. That night, I drove out to see Luna. She was hiding away, scared, more fragile than I'd ever seen her. When she opened the door and saw me, she froze like she was expecting me to judge her, to turn my back the way so many others had. But I didn't. I stepped inside, pulled her into my arms and whispered, "You're safe now. I won't let him hurt you." She broke down in tears right there in my arms. Her sobs were raw, jagged, the kind that come from carrying too much fear for too long. I held her as tight as I could without hurting her, feeling the weight of her shaking against me. For the first time, I felt like a real father. Not perfect. Not late. But present. We sat together for hours, talking. She told me about the threats, the fear of looking over her shoulder, the way Bill's words echoed in her head at night like poison. She touched her stomach when she spoke about the baby, her voice softening, trembling with love and terror at the same time. "I just want this baby to have a chance," she whispered. "A chance at a life without fear." And in that moment, I swore to myself I'd make that happen. But I also knew Bill wasn't going to let this go. Men like him don't back down, they double down. And that meant I had to be ready. I wasn't just a doctor anymore, patching wounds and prescribing medicine. I was a protector, a shield. And I would stand between Bill Spencer and my family for as long as it took. The days that followed felt like living in a war zone without bullets. Every time the phone rang, my heart jumped, afraid it would be news that Bill had acted on his threats. Every time Luna went out, I worried someone was watching her, waiting to strike. Even Sheila, unpredictable as she is, became part of the fragile circle protecting Luna and the baby. Strange how crisis can twist people together, binding them with threads of desperation and love. One evening, I got another call from Bill. His voice was low, calm, too calm. "Back off, Finn. You don't know what you're getting into. Don't make me do something we'll both regret." I closed my eyes, gripping the phone so tight it felt like it might shatter. "If you touch her, Bill, you'll regret it more than I ever could. Because you'll see what it means when a man protects his family." Then I hung up before he could reply. I don't know what tomorrow holds. I don't know how far Bill is willing to go. But I do know this. I will fight for Luna and that baby with everything I have in me. I will not let them be harmed, not by Bill, not by anyone. I've already lost too much in this life. I won't lose them too. That's my promise. As a father. As a grandfather. As a man. Because sometimes, the only thing stronger than power is love, and I'll prove it.